Breaking overnight, the state budget has been signed into law. What's inside?
Plus, the House in their final round of debates before voting on President Donald Trump's budget bill, the possibilities of it passing.
And Monona Community Festival kicks off today. All you need to know about getting there. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Michelle Renee Quinn.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. We are following some breaking news this morning. Governor Tony Evers has signed the biennial budget into law.
It comes hours after the legislature passed it through the Senate and Assembly overnight. Lawmakers were rushing to pass the bill before the House votes on President Donald Trump's tax bill. The $100 billion budget includes the largest increase to special education reimbursement, the largest increase to the UW system in nearly 2 decades, and a tax cut for working and middle-class families. In a statement, Governor Evers said, quote, "While this budget looks drastically different than the budget I proposed and does not include everything I asked for and hoped it would, frankly, I believe most Wisconsinites would say that compromise is a good thing because that is how government is supposed to work."
Meanwhile, Joint Finance Committee co-chair Senator Howard Markline said, quote, "I am very proud of the bipartisan budget that was negotiated between the legislature and the governor. Using a fiscally responsible approach, our bipartisan budget makes countless meaningful investments to help make our state a better place to live, work, and raise a family."
Let's switch gears here and check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Good morning. Well, we're tracking a couple of isolated storm showers and chances today, tomorrow, and then Saturday, even potentially into early Sunday. It'll be hot and muggy going forward. And then we do have the potential of seeing some of those storms that will be strong to severe. I do think the best chances today, but ultimately it's a low threat. Early this morning, we do have a little bit of fog, 7 miles in Platteville. We're down to 3 in Boscobel, 6 in Lone Rock, and 7 in Camp Douglas. Visibilities continue to come up, which is good news. It's not going to spread further east. We're up to full visibility across most of southern Wisconsin, including here in Madison. Gorgeous sunrise this morning, lots of sunshine and blue to our skies. It'll stick around for some of the day, but not all of the day, as we are tracking those showers. We'll have those details and show future track along with what's to come tomorrow for the 4th in just a bit.
Thanks, Savannah. We'll check back in shortly. This morning, we're taking a live look at the House floor where President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill is in its final round of debates.
Lawmakers are fired up as the Republican House majority can only afford to lose 3 votes in order to push through the latest version of the bill. But already more than 3 have voted against it. Overnight, President Donald Trump railed against the holdup on social media, posting, quote, "For Republicans, this should be an easy yes vote. Ridiculous." The nearly 900-page bill would preserve the 2017 Trump tax cuts, provide tax relief on tips and overtime pay, and increase border and defense spending. But it's also estimated to add trillions to the deficit, alongside deep cuts to the health and nutrition programs. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is confident the bill will pass sometime this morning.
We'll be voting, I think, by early morning, and right when everybody's waking up to have their coffee, they'll have I'll have a big happy surprise.
If the bill makes it through the House as is, it would go straight to the president's desk. However, if the House makes changes, the bill would go back to the Senate for approval.
Back at home, women in Wisconsin will now continue to have access to abortion services. However, the court did not cement abortion as a constitutional right. That's after the court struck down the state's 1849 law that banned abortion. Attorney General Josh Kaul, abortion advocates, and medical providers say that yesterday's ruling brings clarity.
Today's decision brings clarity about what the state of the law in Wisconsin is, and that is that there is no broad, sweeping criminal abortion ban that dates back to the 19th century.
However, both sides of the aisle say the fight is not over.
We will continue to encourage legislators to do whatever it takes to make sure we can have laws that protect life.
This really is a milestone, but it's certainly not the end.
The court's decision to dismiss the Planned Parenthood case now opens the door for lawmakers to challenge abortion rights moving forward.
The Madison's Children's Museum is the latest nonprofit to feel the impact of losing federal funding. Museum leaders reveal it lost 5 to 10% of its operational budget due to the loss of 2 major federal grants, resulting in 13 staff members being let go. The museum's director says parents will notice fewer events hosted by the museum and less staff around while kids play.
And so we're going to have to change up some of the things we do. We will still have staff available, but some of the things that will be different is we'll have reduced programming.
She says they will manage this fiscal year, stressing that core programs will remain a top priority even with fewer staff around.
Governor Tony Evers signed a pair of bipartisan bills to bolster nuclear power in Wisconsin. One bill orders a $2 million study to find the best location for a nuclear fusion power plant in the state. The other creates a new board to advance nuclear power and fusion technology in the state and host a summit in 2028. Lawmakers who advocated for the measures hope to make Wisconsin the Silicon Valley for nuclear power development.
And in some national news this morning, Sean Diddy Combs will remain in custody until his sentencing hearing on October 3rd. A judge denied his bail. The trial ended yesterday with jurors finding the hip-hop mogul not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. However, the jury found Combs guilty of arranging transportation for prostitution.
Microsoft is announcing plans to lay off roughly 9,000 employees with local implications. Affected departments include sales and the Xbox games division. Bloomberg reports that Middleton's Call of Duty co-developer Raven Software has been impacted. There's no word yet on how many employees at Raven Software have been let go. This is the company's third round of job cuts in recent months and its biggest purge since 2023.
And the suspect in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 is pleading guilty to all charges. Brian Kohberger's charges include 4 counts of murder. His plea agreement takes the chance of the death penalty off the table. Kohberger will face life sentences for each of the 4 murders without the possibility of parole or appeals.
Next Tuesday, a new sculpture named Mother and Child will be unveiled in Worthington Park. Take a look. The statue is set to be placed at the base of Starkweather Creek pedestrian and bike path bridge. Now, artist Austin Brantley engaged with local residents and Madison College students to create this. The statue's unveiling will take place at 4:30 p.m. as part of next Tuesday's Free Parks Alive celebration. There's also going to be music and community activities to enjoy. This holiday weekend, you may be planning to take your family to the lake for a swim.
But make sure you are keeping track of water conditions. Public Health Madison and Dane County monitor water quality in several beaches. Right now, Esther, James Madison, and Lake Mendota County Park beaches are all closed for swimming, but you can check real-time water conditions at publichealthmdc.com. Health officials want to remind you to always check the water before swimming. Officials say conditions can change quickly and test results may not reflect real-time safety. Avoid the water after heavy rain and stay clear of blue-green algae blooms, which can make the water look murky, sometimes green, blue, reddish purple, or brown. If signs say the water's closed, then please stay out and also keep your pets out too. For beach status updates, again, you can head to the Public Health website.
And as a reminder, trash collection will be paused tomorrow for the 4th of July. The City of Madison Streets Division will not be picking up recycling, brush, trash, or large item collections on Friday. So if you normally have trash and recycling collected tomorrow, you should have your carts out for pickup by 6:30 a.m. next Monday. If you miss that time, you will need to wait until the next scheduled pickup day. So the Streets Division drop-off sites will also be closed on Friday, but will remain open, or reopen rather, during their regular posted hours on Saturday.
Today, one of Dane County's biggest Independence Day festivals is kicking off in Monona.
That's right, and there's plenty of food, fun, and music to go around. The 2-day event takes place at Winnequa Park on 1055 Nichols Road. Of course, the classic Wisconsin wife carry competition championship will be taking place at the event on Friday. And you'll be able to grab some local grub at food carts in the park featuring local Madison eateries. The big fireworks show tomorrow will start around 9:20 p.m. and this one specifically has previously been rated as one of the best in the state.
On the 4th, there will be new parking regulations in effect on the blocks around the event. Monona police say the regulations are being implemented to make sure emergency crews can safely respond throughout the city during the festival. They're asking you to plan ahead by arriving early, and they recommend carpooling, biking, walking, or busing to the event to ease traffic. But you can find more information on the City of Monona's website. And these regulations take place only tomorrow. There are no regulations today. So yeah, if you're getting out there, make sure you plan ahead.
I wonder what makes it the best in the state.
Must be pretty hot
maybe
to
this is the
go.
one that I need to go to. I haven't decided yet, so I'm excited. I'm gonna take a little look-see.
Take a little look-see, but make sure you plan ahead because it does get busy.
Yeah.
Especially because they have the carnival rides up and going as well.
Right.
This is one of the first events we got to go to last year when we moved to Wisconsin, so it was a good time.
Nice.
Yes, we didn't see the fireworks, but I can attest for a good time.
Yeah,
All right.
overall, well, there'll be plenty more, not only tonight, but Friday and Saturday. And I do think we'll have a couple of showers each one of those days, not the same hours, including today. We'll time that out, and the heat and humidity that also ramp up the next couple of days.
Coming up in your morning sports, rest and relaxation, the new summer activity Luke Fickell has picked up to help him get away from football for a bit.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, it's already a warm start to our Thursday, and temperatures are only going to heat up from here on out today, tomorrow, and for Saturday. Pretty much the majority of the 4th of July weekend. Sundays when temperatures come down a bit. This is the severe weather outlook for Thursday. Most of southern Wisconsin's included in a low-level marginal risk. Overall, the threat is on the lower end, but we could see a few gusty winds. Hail and heavy rain will be the main threat. Then for the 4th, that threat is all the way northwest of even Black River Falls, Eau Claire, and north and west of even that area. For Saturday, that's when they placed areas like Wisconsin Dells, Viroqua, La Crosse, Camp Douglas, Black River Falls under that green, which is also low, the marginal risk that we're all going to see today. How about those shower chances and storm chances? For today, isolated at best, and that's mainly going to be the late afternoon into the early evening. Temperatures, though, make its way all the way into the upper 80s today. Tomorrow, the lower 90s could see some isolated showers. The better chance they'll actually be scattered in the morning. That'll take us mid to late morning. We'll see a break then, and then a few evening chances for just showers. I don't think we'll see anything strong to severe tomorrow anywhere across southern Wisconsin. That's confined to central and northern Wisconsin tomorrow if you're headed up there. And then for Saturday, we could see a few more isolated showers. That's mainly going to be later in the day. I think with that cold front, it actually slowed down a bit, which is good for us if you have morning or afternoon plans Saturday. I think most of the heaviest rain will hold off until the evening and overnight hours into Sunday morning. How about the fireworks shows? Like I said, I think we'll be dry for most of those. Can't rule out a few spotty showers during that 8 to 10 or 10:30 time frame, but I do think most of southern Wisconsin should be dry. It'll definitely be warm, though. We're looking at highs tomorrow that reach the lower 90s, hence our major risk from the heat across most of the area. When you factor in the heat index today, we're looking at the lower 90s. Tomorrow, at least the mid, if not upper 90s. And then for Saturday, the heat index comes down slightly, but still going to play a factor on our bodies. 91 is the forecast highest heat index value for Saturday. By Sunday, we see a little bit of an improvement with a high at 83, and then all of next week we'll have highs just about near the 80-degree mark, which is right about normal for us across southern Wisconsin.
Safe to say the Brewers have the Mets number when the two meet in the regular season. In the last 14 games between the two, the Crew have won 12, and that trend continued Wednesday afternoon. Game 1 of the Twin Bill couldn't have gotten off to a better start. Second pitch of the game, and Sal Frelick sends a solo shot to right, and just like that, it's 1-0 Brew Crew. Jump to the 6th, tied at 2, bases loaded for Joey Ortiz, and everybody's coming home. The grand slam puts the Brewers up for good. They hit 3 home runs in this one. They take game 1 7-2, but they lose game 2 7-3. It's hard to beat summers in Madison. The Terrace, the Farmers Market, the lakes, you know what I'm talking about. But as a football coach, there's not a lot of time to relax and get away from the job. Luke Fickell will be the first to admit during his first 2 summers in town, he was just trying to get the lay of the land. This year, though, he's stepped up his game and has fallen in love with lake life.
I've learned a little bit more about the lakes and found a way to get some jet skis and found some lake time. And I'm realizing, not growing up that way, that is one of my ways of kind of relaxing and getting away a little bit. Golf can be frustrating, but the jet ski, I can never mess up.
Well, Athlon Sports released their preseason All Big Ten teams for the upcoming season, and Riley Mullman landed on the All-Conference first team. The senior tackle has been a mainstay on the Badger offensive line the past couple seasons and was named one of the league's highest-graded returning tackles by Pro Football Focus. That's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
In health news this morning, a new specialty center is now open at a Pennsylvania University hospital. It's just the 10th of its kind in the country, a place to help children and adults with Williams syndrome. Williams syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that often comes with severe heart problems and intellectual disabilities. Another symptom, being extra friendly. Director Jocelyn Krebs describes the behavior as a completely uninhibited social approach. She studied Williams syndrome for years before her son Reese was born with it.
An insane coincidence, because suddenly I went from a scientist who understood Williams syndrome very deeply in one way to a mom trying to figure out, what do you do with a kid that has these various challenges? I have a big surprise for you. See anyone you know on this wall?
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
With the right kinds of early intervention, people with Williams are able to thrive. And with balloons arriving for the grand opening, there's new hope for brighter futures for Reese and others with Williams syndrome.
The COVID pandemic disrupted not only millions of lives, but also healthcare for other types of diseases. A study published in the British Medical Journal says mental health disorders, stroke and heart disease, and malaria in young children all shot up during the COVID pandemic. The study shows how treatment for other illnesses can be neglected during a major health crisis, such as the pandemic.
Women get better at managing their anger as they age. That's according to a new study published by the Menopause Society that found once women reached midlife, fewer and fewer report experiencing anger issues. The results suggest that women are able to better regulate their emotions during and after menopause.
Well, red, white, and delicious, we're making a simple, tasty treat to put you in the 4th of July spirit.
And coming up in our next half hour, all the places you can see fireworks tomorrow in our local area.
Stick around, we'll be back after this. Welcome back. It's time for that tasty treat that we promised you. Today we're going to be making red, white, and delicious yogurt parfaits.
Yes.
So we have here Dairyland Dairy Vanilla Yogurt. I needed to check the brand.
That's
This
okay.
is from Willie Street Co-op, and then we also have some blueberries, raspberries, and bananas. You can use whatever red, white, and blue fruit that you would like to use. You don't even have to have bananas because the yogurt's already white. So ladies, all you have to do is make some layers in your little glass jar.
Okay, well, walk us through it.
Let's go. I'm gonna start with a little bit of yogurt, and I've already got it all over the side there.
That's okay.
You know what? It's okay.
Gives it a little razzle dazzle. It's like the fireworks.
Exactly.
Exploding.
There we go.
There we go.
And you know, I guess another way you could make this a little better is to add sprinkles too, like red, white, and berry sprinkles. And then next, I'm gonna do blueberries. I have to have a lot of blue in mine because I want it to match my outfit.
Wait, do we start with the blue at the bottom?
I'm gonna do raspberries at the
I
bottom for mine.
already started with the white at the bottom, so.
Okay. Oh, that's
true.
right. Okay.
Right. So I have white,
we'll
blue,
go with
and
it.
now I'm gonna add my raspberries on top, and then I'm gonna want more yogurt next.
Okay, so you want to add 2 fruits, then add some more yogurt.
That's what I'm doing, but this is like totally creative process. You can do whatever you guys want.
I think I want to add some more yogurt,
Go for
then
it.
some more fruit.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna clean this up. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, mine doesn't look the best. All that on the sides.
That's okay. It will look like a firework.
No, I think
maybe.
yours might
Yeah.
actually, that might actually make
Honestly.
sense to put more fruit first.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Because it looks better. It looks
It's gonna
better.
look cute. You trust me. See?
It looks better because you can't even see my blueberries now.
They're drowning in the yogurt.
Yes,
They're
they
small
are.
berries. I love bananas though, so I'm gonna top bananas
On the
like
top?
a lot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Real easy and healthy.
Super easy, and honestly, like you can get those little plastic cups and take them, and it's great for the kickback, whatever it is. It's fast. Kids like it. It's fruit. It's simple, you know, and obviously we made this in less than 15 minutes. So for any working
less than 3
parents
minutes
out there, yeah, less than 3 minutes. I mean, it doesn't really get easier than this. And
there you go.
Bada bing.
Blueberries on the top.
Breakfast of champs here, honestly.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna have to try this on air, so get all the berries that you want in there and get ready.
Perfect, girly.
Really?
I am a picky eater, guys. If you haven't figured that out.
It's just yogurt and fruit.
Yeah, take a bite of your banana. This is for the viewers.
I like banana bread, but not.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
All right,
Let's see.
guys.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wait, I need some more yogurt.
We don't have time for you to get more yogurt.
Yes, we do.
No blueberries falling today.
You know what? I'm
There we
gonna
go.
put like another blueberry on top too.
Okay, we have 30 seconds.
How
okay.
is it? How
Let's
is
see.
it?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite snacks, yogurt fruit. Add
Yeah?
a little granola. If you want to make it
Ooh,
more
yeah.
sweeter, more kid appropriate.
I like that
A little dollop of whipped cream with some sprinkles on top, you know?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
If you're trying to stay on the healthy side for this 4th of July holiday, I'm ahead for the burgers, though. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
We'll have the forecast and shower chances for the 4th tomorrow coming up.
Breaking overnight, the governor has signed the state budget into law. A look at the key details from the bill.
Plus, a nurses' strike in Janesville continues. How long it could last.
And looking for a place to watch fireworks, events you can attend in the viewing area. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning on your Thursday. I'm Kyrian Lee.
And I'm Michelle Renee Quinn. We're starting this morning with some breaking news.
That's right. Governor Tony Evers has signed the biennial budget into law.
This happened just hours after lawmakers rushed to pass the bill, trying to finish before the House votes on President Donald Trump's tax bill. The budget includes the largest increase to special education reimbursement ever, the biggest boost to the UW system in nearly 2 decades, and a tax cut for working and middle-class families.
In a statement, Governor Evers said, quote, while this budget looks drastically different than the budget I proposed and does not include everything I asked for and hoped it would, frankly, I believe most Wisconsinites would say that compromise is a good thing because that is how government is supposed to work.
Switching gears here, we're going to turn it to meteorologist Savannah Bridio. She's out live on our patio with your certified most accurate forecast.
Good morning, guys. Getting bit by a couple mosquitoes out here. We are going to see hot and muggy conditions. It'll be very buggy the next couple of days too because of the high moisture levels. And it did rain a lot the last couple of days. More rains in the forecast. We're at 66 right now in Madison. Most of southern Wisconsin, low to mid 60s, and temperatures are only going to rise from where we're sitting right now. Everyone pretty much is under that red color, which is a major risk from the heat that we're going to see. This is specifically for tomorrow, but we have some of that red both for today and also Saturday too. Temperatures all of those days will at least be in the upper 80s. Tomorrow looking at the lower 90s. We'll time out the chance for showers, including if we could see some during those fireworks shows tomorrow coming up.
Savannah, thank you. Now, let's take a live look this morning at the House floor where President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill is in its final round of debates.
The Republican House majority can only afford to lose 3 votes to pass the latest version of the bill, but already more than 3 members have voted against it. Overnight, President Donald Trump railed against the holdup on social media, posting, "For Republicans, this should be an easy yes vote. Ridiculous," end quote. The nearly 900-page bill would preserve the 2017 Trump tax cuts, provide tax relief on tips and overtime pay, and increase border and defense spending. But it's also estimated to add trillions to the deficit alongside deep cuts to health and nutrition programs. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is confident the bill will pass this morning.
And also this morning, a strike at Mercy Health East Clinic in Janesville is entering its 2nd day. Clerical workers, coders, and nurses with UAW Local 95 hit the picket line, calling for higher pay as inflation continues to rise. The strike began after contract talks between the union and Mercy Health broke down.
I just want to say Mercy's not a bad place to work for. I just wish they appreciated us as much as they appreciate their CEO and their MVPs. It's just better wages and better insurance.
Mercy Health leaders say they will implement a strategic plan and continue providing care to patients during the strike. The union says it doesn't know how long the strike will last.
The woman accused in a poisoning plot in Madison and Rock County is being bound over for trial. Andrea Whitaker is charged in Dane County with 2 counts of attempted first-degree homicide as a party to a crime and harboring a felon. Now she faces more charges in Rock County. She was set to appear in court yesterday. Her attorneys waived the hearing and she was bound over. A date for arraignment has yet to be set. Now, the case began with hazmat situations across the Madison area. 2 weeks ago, law enforcement searched Whitaker's boyfriend and alleged co-conspirator Paul Van Dyne's home. That's on Spooner Street and his home on Skyline Drive. They were also investigating Whitaker's home on Schroeder Road. The Madison Fire Department's hazmat team says this response was rare. They say the team averages about 2 calls a month, but in June, they were in 3 different sites. Regardless, the team says they were still equipped and able to handle it.
We've got monitors that will monitor the air. We've also got pH papers and strips that will measure water. And then we've actually got monitors that we can put our powders onto that will tell us what's in those powders.
During the call, 7 DCI agents were sent to the hospital after dealing with the substances from the investigation. Makeshift showers were set up in the street for emergency decontamination.
The Madison Common Council is taking steps to make it easier to build smaller homes in the city, and key decisions are coming soon. Last night, city officials held an informational meeting to lay out 3 new proposals. The first would allow duplexes in all residential neighborhoods. The second would let more property owners split deep lots to create backyard lots. The third would streamline permitting for small and mid-sized housing developments downtown. All 3 proposals head to the Planning Commission next Monday, and the Common Council will consider final approval on July 15th.
The Trump administration asked the U.S. Supreme Court to permit the firing of certain members of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. President Trump dismissed 3 CPSC board members in May. The federal district court ordered their reinstatement in June. In court filings, the Trump administration urged the high court to issue an immediate administrative stay. That would allow the president to keep those members off the board while the case plays out.
And 20 states are suing the Trump administration for sharing sensitive health data. The states filed a lawsuit after the Department of Health and Human Services transferred Medicaid enrollee data to the Department of Homeland Security last month. States routinely share this information with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, but it's supposed to remain confidential. The lawsuit asks a judge to block HHS from sharing Medicaid data with any other federal agency and to order DHS to destroy any copies it currently has.
In more local news, a driver has died after crashing into a tree in the town of Koshkonong. The Jefferson County Sheriff says the crash happened around 5:41 a.m. Wednesday. That's on County Highway K, just north of Creamery Road. The vehicle was traveling north when it swerved off the road, entered a ditch, and struck a tree. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and died on the scene. The driver's name has not yet been released.
The medical examiner has identified the woman who died after being hit by a car in Middleton. Police say 62-year-old Lucy Jenkins died after being hit last Friday morning at the intersection of North High Point Road and Cobblestone Circle near the VCA emergency vet. First responders rushed her to the hospital, but she later died from her injuries. The investigation is still ongoing.
The Morgan Wallen Foundation made a big contribution to one Madison area school. Following the artist stop in Camp Randall, the foundation donated $12,000 in musical instruments and accessories to Lakeview Elementary School. The donation includes sets of glockenspiels, metallophones, xylophones, handbells, and resonator bells, over 3 dozen sets of Sonar brand mallets, 30 soprano ukulele string sets, 8 mobile Orff stands, and this is all part of Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation's 2025 Give Back initiative.
Next weekend in Sun Prairie, be sure to grab your racket and visor for Wisconsin's largest outdoor pickleball tournament. Around 400 players will compete in this year's Madtown Pickleball Open. The tournament welcomes both experienced pickleball pros and beginners. Registration closes at the end of the day this Sunday. Every participant is guaranteed at least 4 matches and some pickleball swag. The event runs July 11th to the 13th at Wyndham Hills Park in Sun Prairie. The tournament is also seeking volunteers who can have their bracket fee waived if they also compete.
The 4th of July is one of the most dangerous holidays in Wisconsin roads. Nearly 40% of all traffic deaths during the weekend are due to alcohol-related crashes. To reduce drunk driving and to encourage safer celebrations, Pemberton Personal Injury Law Firm is offering a free Uber ride to some Wisconsin residents. It's available from 4 p.m. Friday afternoon to 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Head to our website to get a voucher worth up to $25 and go quick because there are just 300 rides available.
The Madison Police Department wants to encourage everyone to celebrate safely, especially when using fireworks. Ignitable fireworks, including sparklers, are not permitted in city parks. Violating the rules could cost you. possessing illegal fireworks, lighting them by hand, or having uncovered mortars. Each comes with a $376 fine. In Madison, the only legal options are the so-called Fab 4, sparklers, snaps, caps, and snakes. Fireworks that launch into the air are prohibited.
If you're looking for a spot to watch the fireworks, there's plenty to choose from, and you can start ahead today. Madison Mallards will have a fireworks show tonight. In Johnson's Creek, you can watch at Centennial Park. Tomorrow, you can watch at UW Platteville campus in Baraboo, at Riverside Park in Beloit, and at Winnequa Park in Monona. If on the 5th you're looking to celebrate, there will be fireworks in Mouston, Sauk City, and Whitewater. For a list of more events, you can head to channel3000.com.
Lots of options for everyone who's trying to get a look at those displays. But of course, if you do, have those sparklers around kiddos, just make sure you're being safe.
Absolutely, be safe. And if you have that dud sparkler, do not light it. Wait at least 10 to 20 minutes before you put it in the water. I was reading some Consumer Reports that were suggesting that. So.
I was going to say, do you have some experience with that?
No, I have no firework experience.
Oh, okay, no bad experience.
I'm a wavy arm person. I've got big hair. My mom was like, that is just danger.
Oh, she wouldn't even
stay away. Right.
She said she didn't even let you play around.
I was nowhere near them.
What about the snappers?
I held my first sparkler, I think I was 19.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I did those for like one. I probably had one in my hand at one.
Girl,
maybe
maybe not one, but I did
like
have them as a
4.
kid.
Yeah, I would have burned my brother or something. That would have been
me
good.
too.
Yeah, the snapper, the little poppers,
those are fun.
those were fun when you were small, but then
I
as
still
you
use
got
them.
I'm gonna bring them tomorrow.
That's okay.
Throw them at you.
in the building.
I actually you put one in your hand, you can snap, and then my parents were always like, "Don't do that, don't do that."
You're not supposed
hurt your fingers?
No, it just felt like a little spark, and then
if you're listening, don't try this.
Yeah, don't try that.
Please do not try
Don't do
this
that.
at
Like, no.
Don't take
kids don't try this at home. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are tracking some shower chances the next couple of days, and that does include tomorrow for the 4th of July, but it is going to be hot and muggy with a high of 91. We'll talk about how long the heat's going to stick around.
And coming up after the break, I'll have some consumer tips to keep you cool while you get fired up for the 4th.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. This weekend, as Savannah has mentioned, is supposed to be a hot one. So we have our Michelle Renee Quinn outside on our patio with some tips on how to stay cool. Michelle Renee, what can you tell us?
My first tip, we're gonna pause on the staying cool. My first tip is it is so muggy outside, like Savannah had mentioned. Definitely wherever you're going, you need bug spray. We've got mosquitoes out here, guys, so definitely grab your bug spray. But now to your staying cool tips. The first thing, if you're going out for a picnic or something outside, you're going to want to stay hydrated. And an easy way to do that is freezing some water bottles. If you freeze your water bottles, not only do they stay cold as like a cooler pack, but you can also then drink them later on once they melt. Now, not only that, but we also have some sustainable options of staying hydrated. If you are not freezing your plastic water bottles, definitely try a more sustainable option. These are both from Willie Street Co-op. Now, speaking of hydration, $3.87 billion. That's what Americans are predicted to spend this year on alcohol for the 4th. So do remember to swap out that alcoholic beverage with a full glass of water. You want to alternate those so that you guys can stay hydrated. Now, if you are at the grill, let's say, this is a great tool for you, not necessarily grilling, but to stay cool while you're in that heat. Now, this is rose water. It's super simple. You put it in the fridge, you pull it out, and you can spritz your face. They sell this at Willie Street Co-op as well, but you could also use a spray bottle if you don't want that rose water. And then this is one of the products I'm really excited to show you guys. It is an ocular siesta. This is great to lay flat. You can put it on your back, on your eyes, on your forehead, and it's just a really great way to stay cool. You put this in the freezer or the fridge, and then you pull it out when you need it. So whether that's after you've been out in the sun all day, or maybe you've got some sunburn. And another great help for your sunburn is your aloe vera, you guys. Also great, put it in the fridge, and then once you need to cool off, you can put that right on your skin and it'll cool you off very nicely. And of course, your everyday hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen, guys. Protect your skin, protect your eyes. And we are going to throw it over now to meteorologist Savannah Brito to see just how cool you need to keep it.
Good morning, Michelle Renee Quinn. Thank you so much, and thanks to Willie Street Co-op for helping our sponsor this morning with all of that. Remember your sunscreen. It is going to be a hot one, and we'll have a lot of sunshine, not only today, but for the 4th too. 66, it's calm. We've got the blue sky. This is a live look outside of Platteville. By noon, expecting temperatures to get up into the mid 80s, and we'll top out in the upper 80s. Some of us could even make and see a couple of 90s. I think that's more likely tomorrow, though. Can't rule out a few isolated showers later this afternoon into the evening. I think the best chance actually holds off until the night. This is about 11:30 all west of Madison, but we will see clouds increase. This will take us through mid to late morning on the 4th of July tomorrow. Cloudy, and then we'll see clouds move out of here slowly tomorrow afternoon. During the evening, a couple of spotty showers can't be ruled out. I think that better chance is going to be north of here, kind of up north of Watoma, across central Wisconsin. We're dry then for the overnight hours, and actually most of Saturday morning and afternoon. Our better chance with the cold front, that slowed down a little bit, which is good news for anyone that does have plans on Saturday. I think that'll mainly come in the evening and nighttime hours into early Sunday morning. How about the outlook for severe weather? Areas west of Milwaukee, Watertown, Janesville, Madison, most of southern Wisconsin under a marginal risk of strong to severe thunderstorms. I think the better chance again for storms in general is going to come overnight. For the 4th, we don't have to worry about that across southern Wisconsin. If you're heading up northwest of Black River Falls, could see that. And then for Saturday, Wisconsin Dells and northward has the best chance of seeing that. Over the next couple of days, gusty winds, hail, and then also heavy rain are going to be our main threats. But like I said, luckily, I think most fireworks shows are going to be dry. It'll be hot and muggy, a temperature of 84 at about 8 p.m. And then we're not going to cool off that much. The overnight hours going to pretty much stay in the mid to upper 70s. Everyone's under this red color pretty much across southern Wisconsin, a major risk from the heat. Heat index values are going to surge once again. We're forecasting another hot stretch today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be the hottest day with actual temperatures in the lower 90s, but our heat index, when you factor that in, we're looking at least the mid to upper 90s. So it'll feel very hot outside. We do see some relief that'll be underway Sunday and more specifically next week.
Okay.
You know, I'm just looking forward to the humidity just
declining.
Yes.
It'll be brief though. Monday looks like those dew points are going to come down a bit, but by Tuesday with more rain chances in the forecast, they come right back.
We'll take it for what we have.
It's summer.
Yes.
I know.
Enjoying it. I haven't been outside much, I feel like, compared to last year.
I went outside yesterday. It was hot.
I feel like I've been
I don't know.
out there. I've been outside.
I'll be outside tomorrow.
I have no
There you
choice,
go.
though. I have no choice. Yes, the girls love being outside, and so I'm here for it. Well, fireworks are a 4th of July staple, of course.
Why do you think we set off fireworks on the 4th, you guys?
Celebrating America.
Yes.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, here's what people in Minneapolis had to say.
You know, as Americans, it's almost in our DNA.
To respect America.
I'm sure it has something to do with revolution and war and whatnot.
Well, the tradition stems from the Revolutionary War. The day before Independence Day in 1776, founding father John Adams wrote to his wife that the country's independence should be celebrated with, quote, pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore. Fireworks as a form of celebration came from medieval Europe, where colorful explosions marked festivals, royal weddings, and military victories. And as we've mentioned throughout the show, there are plenty of places to catch that red, white, and blue in the sky over the next couple of days.
That red, white, and boom, if you will.
Yes, red, white, and boom, boom. Okay, there we go.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, could Wisconsin become the next Silicon Valley? The new bill that could make that happen.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can share their picture on TV. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We're back with the sprint after this. Time now for the morning sprint.
Breaking news this morning, Governor Tony Evers has signed the biennial state budget into law. This happened just hours after lawmakers passed the bill trying to finish before the House votes on President Donald Trump's tax bill. The budget includes the largest increase to special education reimbursement, the biggest boost to the UW system in nearly 2 decades, and a tax cut for working and middle-class families.
This morning, President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill is in the final round of debate before it's set to head to a final vote. This is a live look you're taking a look at. The Republican House majority can lose no more than 3 votes to pass the latest version of the bill, but already in earlier voting, more than 3 members have voted against it.
Governor Tony Evers signed 2 bipartisan bills aimed at boosting nuclear power in Wisconsin. One bill funds a $2 million study to identify the best location for a nuclear fusion power plant in the state. The other establishes a new board to promote nuclear power and fusion technology, with plans to host a summit in 2028. Lawmakers behind these measures hope to position Wisconsin as the Silicon Valley of nuclear power development.
This morning, a strike at Mercy Health East Clinic in Janesville is entering its second day. Clerical workers, coders, and nurses with UAW Local 95 hit the picket line, calling for higher pay as inflation continues to rise. The strike began after contract talks between the union and Mercy Health broke down. Mercy Health leaders say they will implement a strategic plan and continue providing care to patients during the strike.
Women in Wisconsin will continue to have access to abortion services, but the court stopped short of establishing abortion as a constitutional right. This comes after the court struck down the state's 1849 law that banned abortion. Attorney General Josh Kaul, along with abortion advocates and medical providers, say the ruling provides important clarity. Still, leaders from both sides agree the debate is far from over.
We are tracking an isolated chance for showers and thunderstorms today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday now. I do think that cold front stalled a little bit, which means that tomorrow mostly dry, Saturday the morning and afternoon dry. The better chances come Saturday night into Sunday. All of next week, we're only forecasting highs near 80 degrees. What are you guys doing for the 4th tomorrow?
Working here.
Yeah.
After work, though.
You know, I already just said I might be going to the fireworks tonight. So after work, I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
Get ready for my weekend shift.
Yes, yeah. We haven't decided. We might be going home. We might be sticking around. We're not sure yet, but probably going home.
Something for you got to see fireworks at some point this weekend.
So yeah, we know you're going to a pool party.
Yeah, my uncle bought like $600 worth of fireworks, so shout out to him. Should be a good show again.
You guys are having your own show.
Yep, we are.
Yes.
Wow, well, enjoy that.
Yeah, thank you.
Doing it big. Gotta love it.
Thank you for watching News 3 Now this morning. Coming up next is CBS Mornings.
Our next newscast is coming up at noon, and you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000 Plus.
Have a great day.